What's going on, everybody out there in YouTube land? Mark Fleetwood here. Welcome back to the Daily Grind Trader. Today I've got some critical drawings, some TA that could be blowing the doors open on a new bull run. That's right, we could be seeing a brand new bull run getting started, but we've got critical levels that we've got to break to get there. So I'm going to show you all of those levels for all the coins that I follow. It's going to be a quick bang, 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 bang through multiple different coins. So stick around. I'm going to show you everything. All right, everybody, we know the drill. I'm not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. This is my technical analysis I'm sharing with you. Use it as you see fit, but remember, you manage your own money and you manage your own risk. If you like the video, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share it with friends, all that good stuff. It is all greatly appreciated. If you watched last night's video, then this move here would not be a surprise to you. I made a 225% profit today on Ravencoin from noon to 2 p.m., a 2-hour window. I got in on this yellow line. You see this yellow line here? I called that was the neckline of the double bottom. It broke. The next candle came back down, retested it, and when it made this long doji back up and it bought all the way back up to even, I entered there, and then the next 4-hour candle ripped all the way up to my target line, and my position closed within 2 hours. Paid 225% profit. Those are moves that I look for, that I try to call out, and that's what I'm going to show you right now. We're going to start with Bitcoin. Bitcoin, we all know it's been down. It's been going down, but recently, since January 22nd, actually since December really, but since it bottomed on January 22nd, it's been in a consolidation phase because it's not been making lower lows. It has been making actually higher lows throughout, and pretty much even highs, but regardless, we stopped making lower lows. So we knew that the transition was starting to happen. There was starting to be a transition out of a down phase, out of a downtrend. Bitcoin is extremely close. I'm going to zoom this in really tight, because Bitcoin is extremely close to breaking out of this long-term consolidation, this long-term triangle pattern. Now, the breakout, I anticipate the breakout being around this point here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a little trend line here. This is where I expect it to break. And the first target to take profit is this green line here around 44.6. And that is just based on previous peaks. That would be a 4% trade, almost 5%. And if you're on leverage 10x or 20x, you know how that works. You know, that's a sizable trade for leverage trading. Now the next peak back here at $48,000 would be if the breakout continues and runs a little bit higher, and that is still a reasonable point. There's no reason why this can't be hit, but obviously you gotta break 44 before you can get to 48, and 44 has been a resistance multiple times now. If that breaks, the next level of resistance would be roughly 48.6, and if that breaks, we'd be testing 52, and by that point, and this range here between these two, is when we are definitely back into the bull market structure. We're back into being above the bull market support band, and we're now back in bull structure. So this breakout for Bitcoin has to happen. This is all the other moves going further than where they're at now is contingent on Bitcoin breaking out. Remember that Bitcoin is going to be has to be the first main domino to fall to get everything else going. Now Ethereum is a position I'm in right now, and my position is still out there. We're looking here. You see this long term. It came to a down January 22nd. The peak of the lowest low around 2150, and then a slightly higher low, then higher lows, and lower highs. Now this is a picturesque triangle pattern. You're getting higher lows and you're getting lower highs, and you're coming to a point. You're coming to a compressed price area where the price has to break in one direction or the other. Now it doesn't always go up, but when you come to a bottom, when you've been down and the price has come down 55%, and on some coins 60, 70, 75% drops, likelihood is that you can look for an up break. So where are we at right now? Right now we've just passed my first target, which was at 29.33, and this was coming out of break and retest here around 27.72 is where the retest of the breakout happened. Just call it 27.75. This peak here would be my next target around 30.32, and then we're looking at 31.56, 32.85, up to about 35.02, and by that point you would no longer be looking at this price based on this breakout. Then it would be looking at new structure. We're in an uptrend structure. We've got a new trend line coming, or a new trend line being formed. Then you would no longer be looking at price based on this pattern and based on a break of this pattern. Now you would be looking at new structure. So there's Ethereum. Ethereum has already broken structure at this point, and how high it goes is going to be dependent on whether or not Bitcoin can also break structure. And that's what I mean by this. All these targets here are moot if Bitcoin rejects the breakout and doesn't follow. Then none of these targets get hit, and we will be lucky to hit this second green target. Ravencoin, another long-term downtrend. Now this one has been a falling wedge, more of a falling consolidation, where the price is still compacting, but everything is getting lower. We've got we got a high, a low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and then this low didn't really get lower, and that's where we kind of sprung off to break out of the wedge when we stopped getting a lower low. And you can see we broke out. Now the breakout and retest here, and the retest right on the trend line, starting a new upward trend. And yeah, I got in at the break of this neckline. This was the position I thought is where we would be looking to confirm the pattern, confirm that the pattern was going to continue. I didn't want to get in here and have this be a rejection right here, like immediately rejection and come back down. So I wanted just to break, and then I got my first take profit area of 6.394, and that took, and that hit profit very quickly. It was a 2-hour window and it hit profit. But Ravencoin has massive potential just off of the breakout here. 7 cents would not be a hard target to hit, especially seeing how quickly you hit 6.3 off of a breakout of 5.5, and we already at 6.3. 7 cents, 8, 8.9, 10, and 11.8 would be the top target of the breakout range. So 11.8. So right now, if I were to have held that position from where I started, if the whole move comes to fruition, it's a 106% break, and 106% on the 20x leverage I had would have been a 2012%. Wow, that's a lot. So again, I can't hold that whole way, because as of right now, I am trying to be quick on the alt breaks, in and out, catch each level of support resistance until I know that Bitcoin will break. Once Bitcoin does, then those alt positions can go longer. You can hold them, because once Bitcoin starts to break and get big volume, and look at this Ravencoin volume here on this one candle. I mean, it's a massive break on volume, so that's a really strong move. But again, the Bitcoin has to be the first domino to fall for the rest of these price targets to get hit, and I can't stress it enough. ADA, and we know ADA has been in a long-term downtrend, but here, this is a high, and then we had our low, and then we stopped making lower lows. So this, again, is a consolidation towards the bottom. And this descending triangle is typically a downward breaking move. However, it will be a reversal of a bottom. Once a price has bottomed out, this descending triangle can be a reversal pattern. Typically, it will be a break to the downside. But if you've already bottomed, then that will signal a break to the upside. And you can see ADA has lost 75%. At the bottom, it had lost 75%. So I'm not surprised to see this breaking to the upside, and I wouldn't be surprised to see this break at a higher rate than most other coins, because it's been down for so long. Again, first target right now is being hit, and it just got touched. just on a wick, but it did get touched. You'd be cashed out at 9.16. And if you got in on the neckline, and I didn't make this one because I got in on Ravencoin because I could only pick one or the other. But again, neckline, breakout, retest, enter on that retest, and you're going from the start of this candle up to that point, and that is a 6% move on 2x leverage. That is a 120 or 20x leverage. That is a 120% gain. And that is a quick gainer in 12 hours. And 12 hours isn't even complete yet, but you know what I'm talking about. This is a quick gainer that could definitely go up and hit this next target up to 98 cents. And at 98 cents, that would be an additional 7% gain. So yeah, you see these moves start to exponentially grow on the strength of these breaks. And then the last one is going to be MATIC. And again, MATIC, the same thing. You see you can start to see the familiarity with all these coins. I'm sure there are many others that are in the same type of position that have bottomed and then retested bottom, and then the third test of bottom starts to break out. So that is a typical Wyckoff scheme where selling climax, break of that lower support, and then come and test that support and then spring off. This is the spring coming. You've had this bottom, and you break below it and you spring off. So again, you've got consolidation, accumulation, whatever you want to call it, whatever you want to use to find it. It's been there, it's happened. First target has also been hit on MATIC, and the first target from where I bought at, if I would have sold this target, would have been a 5.46. So that's again, that's 109% profit. Then the next level up, what I'm looking for is another 10%. So I'm hoping that this eventually bounces up and hits that next target line, which would be a massive gain. And it would be a look at the potential. This was like a double bottom that had a secondary double bottom in it. So we came down bottom, hit this midpoint, and then bottomed again. But on the way back down, we hit this level. And this was my first take profit target. And the midline, the neckline here, is a take profit target plus a potential for re-entry, because I expect we'll get to this level and we'll fight it for a while. We'll break above it, come back to it, and then that's the point where you could re-enter, because it's been consolidating on this level here for a short period of time before jamming up, potentially getting up to 188. So there are multiple levels where you can look for entries if you miss one. I didn't get the first entry on Ravencoin. I got the second entry and still made a 225% profit. So remember that you don't have to get the very bottom. You don't have to get the very first move. You can hit one target or the next target and cycle coins in and out. But now I feel like I'm rambling. But those are it: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ravencoin, ADA, and MATIC. Massive, massive breakouts. Guys, I hope nothing but the best for you guys. Happy trading. Good luck. I hope you hit winner after winner after winner. And as always, until next time, peace.